Hello everyone! I was practicing here outside the Fayetteville Public Library today. Well, okay, some of it was just messing around with my hoodie, but some actual practice did take place. See, that takes practice, especially that hop to the top of the trash bin. Someone even yelled at me from their car that it looked great. At least I think that's what they said. Anyway, while I was out here, I realized that there's a huge new addition to the library that nobody's gotten to see yet. So I thought, why don't we see if we can sneak in and get a peek while I get some extra juggling practice in. I am a juggler, but I don't say that just because I throw objects around in patterns. I believe that humans are jugglers, all of us. We spend our days moving objects around to achieve our goals. Sometimes it is driving a car down the road. Sometimes it is slam dunking a toy into the toilet. But seriously, remember that time when you were able to carry all 10 bags of groceries into the house in one trip? Or that time you miraculously caught something that seemed out of your reach? Deep down, all of us are jugglers. At one point, all of us struggled to balance ourselves and stand upright. We spent years working on this skill while giants cheered us on. We did this until it became automatic. So automatic that we walk around all day without even thinking about it. This same skill can be developed to the point it can seem to be impossible. We see it every day and we label it as talent, while not realizing that it is actually the result of disciplined practice. No one is special in this regard. Every single one of us has this ability to learn physical or mental skills and make them automatic, and it applies to everything you do or might choose to do in the future. You have superpowers if you choose to develop them. Juggling is about taking what you can hold in your hands and building something with it, no matter the difficulty or frustration. It focuses on that moment when things are so difficult that you could give up, but you don't. You learn the confidence to enjoy your mistakes and the restraint to maintain your successes. It cannot be stated enough that I am no different than any of you. I am only capable of doing these things through tens of thousands of hours of practice. What you have seen me do is living proof that if you put in the time, even if what you choose to do is silly, weird, and maybe a little dangerous, you can still make it happen. In 2014, I won the World Championship of Juggling, but I did not win on my first try. My first try, I finished in last place. Then on my second attempt, I got second place. The next time, I came in last again. It wasn't until my fourth time that I actually accomplished what I had set out to do. No matter what you choose to do with your life, or when you choose to do it, put in the hours of practice and don't let setbacks discourage you. As you can see here, many of these tricks were not done on the first attempt. Many mistakes happened before each success. Mistakes to me are very important. Many of the juggling tricks I do were found because an object did something I didn't expect, and then I spent 4 hours trying to repeat it. It is a moment when something new happens, a place where ideas can come from if you're willing to look past the mistake. And some pretty amazing scientific discoveries came about because of mistakes, like the microwave, penicillin, and superglue. Can you imagine being around for the mistake that led to superglue? Eureka! I am now stuck to the table. Humans have been juggling since before recorded history. The activity is described in many of the oldest texts we have uncovered from multiple cultures. Many of these cultures were not in communication, yet they all had jugglers. This shows that juggling is a deeply rooted human trait. Learning this skill can have a drastic impact on how you connect with the world around you and has been linked to the creation of new gray matter in your brain. Many athletes also use juggling as a cross-training exercise. Oakland Raider Antonio Brown even uses footballs to juggle to help him as a wide receiver. So I wanted to show you a few easy exercises that will get you juggling. So what we're going to need is 3 objects. They could be a rolled up sock or a tennis ball or anything like that won't damage the house or wherever you're juggling. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of those objects and we're going to imagine a window in front of us. And every throw I make with my right hand is going to hit the top left-hand corner of that window. And every throw I make with my left hand is going to hit the top right-hand corner of that window. Just like that. And what you want to think about during this exercise is that the ball is going about forehead height and that your hand is making an inward scoop as you throw. Once that starts to feel a little more comfortable, then we're going to go ahead and take the second ball. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to kind of do what most people try to do when they first try to start to juggle. We're going to throw one up and hand one across. Except when most people do it, they keep it locked on one side, and we want it to switch back and forth. So we're going to do that once, and then the hand that passed across the bottom is going to hop and then restart from the other side. Up, hand across, hop. Up, hand across, hop. Up, hand across, hop. And if at first you end up going 1, 2, and then hop later, and then 1, 2, and then hop later, that's fine. Just work on trying to make it fluid. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so now what we're going to do is what I think is the most difficult part of learning how to juggle, is when you throw that first ball and it hits the corner of the window we talked about, then it's time to throw the second ball and hit the opposite corner of the window. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now while you're doing this, you want to start equally with your right hand and your left hand. 1, 2, left 1, 2, right 1, 2, left 1, 2. And as you do this, and it becomes more comfortable, you should start feeling that there's a moment in there where another object could be. And I want you to keep doing this until you really feel that moment, and maybe even be able to move your hand a little bit in the moment that it happens. So what I want you to do now is to take 3 balls and just take 1 ball and throw it back and forth, catching it in the hand with the other ball still in it. Each time the pattern starts or stops, you'll have to do this activity. And now every time a ball hits the corner of the window we talked about, it's time to throw the next ball to the opposite corner. And so right now you're going to focus on just going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now, as you start to try to throw the third ball, you'll feel that you've been practicing the 1, 2 for a while, so you just need to get rid of the third ball. 1, 2, and throw it, no matter where it goes. Catching is not as important right now as breaking the habit of not throwing that third ball. Now, some of the pitfalls you may run into while you're trying to practice this is that if you're juggling 3 balls, at first they'll tend to want to creep forward. And what you want to do is to try to keep them back towards you so they're easy to catch. And so one way to help do this is to stand in front of a bed or a couch and juggle above it. So that way the couch keeps you from moving forward, and if you drop, you can just reach down and pick it up off the couch. Same principle, the juggling in front of a wall will also help you in that sometimes the ball will hit the wall and come back into the pattern and give you a second chance to catch it. I've slowed this part down here so you guys can get a really good look at how the pattern functions, with each throw hitting the corner of the window and each hand making an inward scoop and throwing underneath the ball coming in. I'm also the director of the International Jugglers Association's Youth Outreach Program, and one of the things we do is for different juggling achievements, we actually award people under the age of 18 for free these little buttons. This one you get for doing 3 throws, 3 catches of 3 balls, and this one you can earn for doing 30 catches of 3 balls. We have over 30 of these different buttons to award for different juggling achievements. So if you learn how to juggle from this video, or anywhere else, you can come find me or find my email address in the credits of this video and send me a message, and I'll make sure you get the buttons that you've earned. That's all for the juggling lesson. You guys enjoy the rest of the performance. Juggling is a state of arrested decay, constantly falling apart, only to be rebuilt in the same moment. Much like the habits and patterns that govern our lives, they can only remain stable if we can focus and perform. I believe that art is the best way to learn more about ourselves and our place in the world. Too often we stop creating art after we get out of school. Don't let that happen to you. Start tomorrow, find a project that interests you, and just dive in. Art does not need to be on a museum wall or seen by anyone to have meaning. It is and has always been a tool to understand ourselves better.
Oh, yeah.
Sir, do you work at the library?
Well, I think that means my time is up. We did get to see a lot of the new library, which I am now even more excited about after we got a sneak peek. I mean, the Innovation Center with an audio recording studio, a virtual reality room. Whoa, I really should have counted these stairs before I started this. You would think that my abilities would make me immune to tripping and falling, but it seems that dexterity and watching where you are going are not the same thing. There will also be a photography studio and a learning simulation lab. A new event center which seats 700 people. It also doubles their youth services, and it adds a beautiful outdoor courtyard where you can kick back and read a book from the newly expanded collection. I hope you enjoyed getting to come inside and check it all out with me. From the Institute of Jugglology, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.